obviously a like, give this video a comment maybe of your picks, how your team is doing right now, teams that are going to be for sure in the playoffs, teams that might be out of the playoffs. I want to know your guys' opinion on some of the NFL teams going into the second to last week of the season. Last Sunday had a lot of major things going on to the setup to the playoffs, which again is just a handful of weeks away, which is totally crazy that the NFL, season's already almost over, which is so sad. But obviously a lot of basketball left, baseball, spring is just around the corner. It's so crazy that we're already done with Christmas and then New Year's and then springtime and then it's already summer again. It's super duper crazy. And for all you sort of not super heavy sports fans out there, tomorrow I'm going to be making a music video. Well, not a music video, but a video about music. And so if you guys really like that sort of Spotify video I did a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, I'm doing another one tomorrow, so super excited about that. But yeah, I think we can finally now get started. Alrighty, well, this Sunday's actually the first Sunday of the new year, January 2nd, which is kind of cool. But for January 2nd, we actually have a bunch of games going on because I think most because a lot of games got postponed or something like that. I just feel like there's just way more games this Sunday than any other Sunday. So I'm going to go through these kind of fast, and also because if you guys have noticed, I've been shortening down the time on my videos a lot. I used to do, 30 minutes to me was like a short video back in the day, but I'm starting to shorten down my videos a lot more just for, I guess for you guys. I know a lot of people out there love longer videos, but for me, filming long videos is kind of a hassle. And actually sitting down watching a 30, 35, 40 minute video, I think it's a lot to ask for, at least for me, for someone who's making the content. I know a lot of people don't do it, so again, I hope you guys are enjoying more of this sort of 20, 25, maybe 30 minute top type of videos, just because I know it's a lot easier to consume, I guess you could say, and I guess it's more easy for me to film, to edit, all that stuff, because obviously I've been making videos every single day for a year now, since last December I started making videos every single day, so, which is crazy to think about in itself. Jeez, it's definitely been a hassle. But anyways, first matchup we got here is between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New York Jets, starting off at 10 a.m. PST. Definitely a very early game. Obviously the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'm not even going to take time to talk about this game. Tampa Bay, all the way. Tampa Bay, I'm hoping is a team that's, getting revved up for a good playoff run. They're definitely going to be a team that's going to be, in the top tier of the playoffs, championship caliber team. Hopefully they do rev themselves up for a playoff run. Hopefully not, rest players or this or that. I really hope they start taking it into consideration that, an older team, you don't want to be caught sleeping on some of these young, hyper, young gun guys that are going to be really trying to at least try to take down the big boys, which is right now the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs. I'm picking the Bucs to win this game. Hopefully they can have another dominant showing out. Maybe rest the players if it's a blowout, then you can start thinking about that. But as long as you get the job done, I think obviously Tampa Bay is the easy favorite. Then we have the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Cincinnati Bengals, and the crazy streak of the Kansas City Chiefs, that kind of rhymed, it sounded like, continues on. I feel like this hot streak that Kansas City is finally starting to figure out, I guess, their game plan for the year, like they did last year, being that super dominant football team, continues on, even though the Bengals have been definitely an up and down team, having some high highs, some low lows. I just don't, at least again, really believe, well, I guess I do believe in them. They can obviously win this game. Any football team can win any game, but that the Chiefs are definitely in lock-in mode. They're definitely trying to silence the credits on them, falling off too early. Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City's not all that. I think they're starting to show, like, hey guys, look at this run we're on, going into the playoffs, end of the year. I think it continues on, beating a very pretty talented Cincinnati Bengal team. And we have a team up next on a 6-game win streak. Yes, a 6-week win streak in the Dolphins, going up against the Tennessee Titans. I think, yeah, the Tennessee Titans. Oh my goodness, that should be a really good game, actually. It says here for injuries or anything, I almost said Florida. The Miami Dolphins are finally looking pretty healthy, and this run is really nice. It is really nice and cool as a subpar talent, but you know what I mean? It's cool that they are on such a big win streak, but it's not like they're defeating titans of the NFL, you know what I mean? This is definitely their first sort of challenge during this streak, and I think it comes to an end. I think the streak comes to an end. I'm picking the Tennessee Titans to win this game. Obviously, the Titans, again, a team going into the playoffs, trying to have a good run, revving up the engine for a playoff series, and I think the Dolphins are riding on a high right now, and, 6 weeks straight of winning is amazing, but for a young team, I don't know if it's going to be the best for them when they get knocked on their butts by, a team heading for the playoffs, not a bunch of mid-tier teams riding along, you know what I mean? So I'm picking the Titans to win this game. Then we have the Eagles and the Washington football team. The Eagles are a team right now that are desperate for wins right now, so I'm actually going to pick them because they are a team that is sort of on the cusp of making that sort of wild card spot. And for the Washington football team, I mean, they're 6-9 now, probably out of the playoff race already. I just have a feeling that Eagles have a little bit more to fight for, so I'm picking the Eagles. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons going up against the Buffalo Bills. For the Bills, it's a home game. They're a playoff team. They're on a pretty good, at least, I almost said a super good streak. They only won 2 games in a row. They're on a good trajectory going into the playoffs, I should say. And obviously, if you look at the stats side by side, third in points per game, third in points per game allowed, 6th in total yards, 7th in passing yards. They're basically top 10 in every single category, which is absolutely insane. And then obviously, you look at Atlanta, definitely a different tale if you ask me. But again, Buffalo on a pretty good little win streak here. They did just beat a super fire, on fire New England Patriot team, that's for sure. They did lose to Tampa Bay, but obviously, again, being the Super Bowl champions, taking that team into overtime is a definitely good tell on how talented this team can be when it's really locked in. And I think they're going to be locked in for the rest of the year. I'm taking the Bills to, not catch an upset against the Falcons, which would be really cool to see, and it could happen, but it's definitely not in their cards to really be asking for that type of stuff. And the next game we have is definitely not the most exciting game because it has no playoff teams involved. It's the New York Giants against the Chicago Bears. Right now, the Bears are actually the favorites to win this game, which the Bears just had a pretty crazy comeback win against the Seattle Seahawks last Sunday. I watched that game. That one was definitely a lot of fun, a lot of good defensive plays, and really good luck down defense down the stretch. And it's one of those things where you feel like, man, if the Bears could have just had a couple more games of this, they definitely would have had maybe some more success, maybe obviously with like a bunch of other stuff like injuries and things like that. But man, really sucks. Man, I guess I'll just go with the Bears. I mean, right now the Giants are on a 4-game losing streak, and obviously that last effort win from the Bears probably gonna rev them up for the next Sunday game they play, which is probably gonna be this next Sunday. Really excited to see what's happened with them because I think definitely next year I think the Bears are gonna be in a pretty good spot for at least the playoff contention. But right now, being 5-10, definitely probably out of the race. Then we have the Jaguars going up against the New England Patriots. Picking Patriots to win that game, and I know I'm picking a lot of these teams that are better or just have the better record to win. Obviously, again, any team can win in the NFL, but for a lot of these more, playoff-ready teams, and obviously with Coach Belichick on the New England Patriots, you can definitely bet that he's not teams again outside looking in with the Las Vegas Raiders. And as of right now, it being a Colts home game, 83% of the bets are going on the Colts. The Colts are also favored to win this game. Oh man. Both teams are on a win streak. Vegas is on a 2-game. Colts are on a 3-game. Oh man. I'm picking the upset finally in this video. I'm gonna pick the Raiders to win this game. I don't know why. I just have a feeling the Raiders. I think definitely it is pretty nice to feel like having some cushion being already in that playoff standings as of right now as I'm recording this video. But a desperate team maybe is what the Raiders need to be. They need to play desperate, rugged football. Obviously the Raiders are known for that, so maybe this can kick them in the behind to really get them into good gear for, again, the end of the year type of standings right now. Going up against the Colts this week. Next week having another super intense game against the Chargers to close the season out. Both games, definitely watch out for the Raiders. I have a feeling that they could definitely make a good run here. I'm picking the Raiders to win this game. Oh geez, talk about a toss-up game. We have a game of the Denver Broncos visiting the Los Angeles Chargers. Oh man. Yeah, like I said, talk about a toss-up game. The Chargers are barely favored to win this game. Both teams on a 2-game losing streak as well. Jeez. That's definitely pretty rough. And the tale of the tape. Denver Broncos, number 1 in the NFL on points allowed per game. Chargers are 31st when it comes to that same stat. So definitely pretty opposite ends when it comes to that. 2-game losing streak. Oh man, for both teams, I have no idea. Again, this is a close toss-up game. I mean, I guess you could just pick the Chargers because they are a better team, better set team. Maybe that's why I'll probably pick them as well. Oh, that one I might leave to you guys. That's a very tough team if you know football. That's also going to be probably a pretty close game. We have the Texans and the 49ers going up against each other. Sorry, Texans picking the 49ers. Again, a team that's really trying to struggle to get in that playoff race, I guess, being 8-7. Probably going to need, again, to win all their games, really establish that. So, picking the 49ers. Oh my god, probably the game of the night, am I being completely honest? The Arizona Cardinals are going up against the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my goodness. The Arizona Cardinals right now are 10-5. The Dallas Cowboys are 11-4. But this might hurt a lot of people because obviously the Dallas Cowboys are probably the most popular team in the entire NFL. Something's telling me that I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to win this game, and they might be wrong. I guess I kind of hope they're wrong because the Rams are my favorite team in the NFL, and it'd be very nice if they could lose. But if you don't know, the Cardinals have lost some pretty crucial games. They lost to the Rams, which is definitely going to hurt them in the playoff run, but they also lost to Detroit, the Colts. They lost to the Carolina Panthers. I mean, they obviously have had very good establishing wins earlier on in the season, but as the season has gone on, which I kind of guessed would have happened to them, the fire that really burned very bright at the start of the year definitely dwindling a lot. But with a very close end of the season happening, having this last chance for an established win to close out the season. Next week they face the Seahawks, which are definitely going to win, but this week against probably one of the top tier teams in the NFL right now, I have a feeling they're going to get the job done. Then we have the Detroit Lions going up against the Seattle Seahawks, and this is definitely a game where I want to say Seattle, but man, Seattle, it's so sad what happened to them this year. Just obviously the Russell Wilson injury really hurt them a lot, and they haven't really been able to pick it back up since. And oh man, their cap situation is all messed up. They have barely any money to really help build a team any better than what it is. I mean, this is probably the peak of Seattle, honestly, right now. And it's obviously not good enough, which is really sad. And who knows if Russell Wilson's going to ask for a trade or something crazy like that. I have no idea. But man, Detroit, man, if Detroit beats the Seahawks, that's going to suck. I'm obviously going to say Seattle is going to win, and I'll bet my money on that if I was a betting man. But at this point in time, it wouldn't surprise me if Seattle lost this game to the Detroit Lions. That's all I got to say. We have the Rams and the Ravens, Rams to win this game. The Rams right now, again, are maybe the hottest team in football right now. I would say on a 4-game win streak, finally getting their all-star type players really revved up and again ready for a playoff run. And quite honestly, maybe their best shot to win a football championship. And I think it might be their only shot. I have no idea. Next year, if this team could really make this type of run and team happen again. So it's their best shot, and they're making it happen at a good time. 4-game win streak. Ravens 4-game losing streak. I think, not trying to jinx the Rams, but I think they got this one almost maybe in the bag. Maybe again, knocking on wood, no jinxing. But without Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens, it's gonna be a very tough game. If anything, they're gonna have to lock down the Rams on defense, which can happen and has happened before. But they've been playing on a very good streak right now. And we have the Minnesota Vikings against probably the number 1 team in football, the Green Bay Packers, which is totally crazy. Again, probably the last, I probably say this every year, probably the last chance of Aaron Rodgers getting one last chance at an NFL championship, and I think they're going to win this game. Again, don't want to jinx it. I know this is kind of like a rivalry game, sort of both those teams are in the same area, and it's going to be really fun to watch. But Green Bay, they got home field advantage. It's going to be really fun to see. They're on a 4-game winning streak. I don't see why they wouldn't win again, unless, again, the offense of Green Bay sucks, which that's kind of a rarity, definitely nowadays. Their past few games, beating the Cleveland Browns, beating the Chicago Bears, very tough defensive team, and then they also just beat the Rams a couple weeks ago as well, so they've definitely been on a pretty good run. I definitely see them, again, keep saying this, revving it up for the end of the year. Next, week they are going up against the Detroit Lions, so I think they really try hard for this last game until they face the Lions next week. But I say they give it a last hurrah. They come out with a win here and probably have maybe a couple players rest their next game. I have no idea. And we have 2 teams facing off on Monday, January 3rd, which are 2 teams still not even really outside looking in. They're more outside looking in. They're going to have a lot of help for them to sort of get into that playoff run. It is between the Browns and the Steelers, and whoever wins this game could really, shift and move some places around in that sort of, again, playoff standings. Not too sure who's going to win this game. It's pretty even. I don't want to say I don't care about this game, but I don't know. Definitely a toss-up game. Both teams on losing streaks, I guess you could say. I'll just go with the Browns. I don't know why. I'll just say it, but taking a look at the playoff standings, because I kept talking about them in this video. Right now, the playoff picture, I guess you could say, in the AFC, yeah. We have the Kansas City Chiefs in the 1 seed, Tennessee Titans on the 2 seed, Bengals at the 3 seed, Buffalo Bills at the 4 seed, the 5 seed, the Colts, 6 seed, the Patriots, the 7 seed are the Ravens, and again, like I said, right behind them are the Chargers and the Raiders. They are just on the cusp. Gonna need some teams to beat some other teams for them to even get in that spot. Then for the NFC, Packers in the 1 seed, Dallas Cowboys in the 2 seed, the Rams in the 3 seed, 4 seed, the Buccaneers, the 5 seed, the Cardinals, and the 6 seed, 49ers, 7 seed, the Eagles. But literally right behind them, you have the Saints, the Vikings, the Falcons. It's a very tough sort of trio right there, which again, could make it happen. So again, I really hope you guys like this video. If you did like this video, I love doing football talk with you guys, even though I don't really know a lot of specifics, but I love watching football games, love watching the players, love watching crazy highlights and stuff like that. So yeah, make sure you comment down below maybe some of your picks or how excited you are for the playoffs to start. I know I'm super excited to watch some NFL playoff football. I love the single game eliminations, so exciting. But thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to check out tomorrow's video